Okay, so look at the question number 16. An equilateral triangle, prove that 3 times the square of one side is equal to 4 times the square of one altitude. Okay, so let us draw a equilateral triangle. Let ABC is a equilateral triangle, though it is not looking like an equilateral triangle, but let us, it is an equilateral triangle. So we know that in an equilateral triangle all sides are equal, and let AD is the altitude, AD is the height. Now look, we know that in an equilateral triangle, if I draw any perpendicular line from one vertex to the opposite base, so this perpendicular line will bisect the base, means the length of BD will be equal to the length of CD. Clear? So let us consider, let ABC is a equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, and AD is perpendicular to BC. Now as it is equilateral triangle, so we can say that the side AB is equal to the side BC is equal to the side AC, means all the three sides are equal. Also the length of BD will be equal to the length of CD. BD and CD will be equal, and it is equal to half of BC. Tell me, can we write it that BD is equal to DC is equal to half of DC? That means half of AB. Any problem? In place of writing BC, if we write AB, in place of BC we are writing AB, because we know that AB and BC are equal to each other. The triangle is equilateral triangle. Okay, so now just consider this triangle. The name of the triangle is ABD. Now look, obviously ABD is a right angle triangle, right angle at the point D. Now look, if we apply Pythagoras theorem, in the triangle ABD, so applying Pythagoras theorem, in triangle ABD. So apply Pythagoras theorem on the triangle. Tell me what we can write. If we apply the Pythagoras theorem in this triangle, tell me what we can write. Tell me, I'm waiting for the answer. Yes, AB square equal to AD square plus AD square. Very good. So we have hypotenuse AB square is equal to a perpendicular AD square plus base, which is equal to BD whole square. That means AB square is equal to, sorry, it is AD, not B. So AD square plus, now look, in place of BD, can you write half of AB? Tell me, in place of BD, can we write half of AB? Because BD equal to CD is equal to half of AD. So we are writing here half of AB whole square. Now just do the calculation, you have the answer. So AB square is equal to AD square, and if we do the calculation, it will be AB square by 2 to the 4. Now from here, find out the value of AD square. So AD square will be AB square minus AB square by 4. I am solving it here. That means AD square is equal to, see, LCM will be obviously 4. That means 4AB square minus AB square, which implies AD square is equal to 4 minus AB square means 3AB square by 4. Do the cross multiplication. So after doing the cross multiplication, we have 4 AD square is equal to 3 AB square. 4 AD square is equal to 3 AB square, means 4 times the square of altitude is equal to 3 times the square of its side. And that was the proof. That was the proof given. That proved that in an equilateral triangle, 3 times the square of one side is equal to 4 times the square of one of its altitude. Proof is done. Now tell me, do you have any problem, any doubts in that question from your side? No sir? Okay. No. Very good. Okay. So question number 16 is also completed. Now we will do the last question, 17. Okay, I am rubbing the board now. Question number 17. Now look, tick the correct answer. This is a multiple type question. Tick the correct answer and justify. ABC is a triangle with AB equal to a 6 root 3 centimeter, AC equal to 12 centimeter and BC equal to 6 centimeter. We have to find what is the angle B. What is the value of angle B? Now do one thing. First, find the value, the sum of angle B. So find the sum of AB square and BC square. Find the sum of AB square and BC square. Okay, let calculate. So value of AB is 6 root 3 whole square plus BC is 6 whole square. Now what is the value of 6 root 3? What is the value of 6 root 3? Do the calculation and tell me the answer. 6 root 3 whole square. No, 6 root 3, not 3. Yes. Subhajya Jyoti, very good. This is 108. That will be 108. 36 into 3. 36 into 3, that is 108. Plus 6 square, that is equal to 36. Now add them. So if we add them, so we have 144. 144. Now if we calculate the square of this side, so AC square is equal to 12 whole square, that is equal to 144. Means in that triangle, the sum of square of two sides is equal to the square of the another side. So what will be the what type of triangle it is? Can you tell me? So from here we can say that AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. So in a triangle, if yes, that is the right angle triangle at the point B. So the triangle is a right angle triangle. A, B, C. AB equal to 6 root 3, BC equal to 6, this is equal to 40. And this angle is equal to 1. So the triangle is a right angle triangle at the point B. And look at the question. Tick the correct answer. The angle B is, so obviously answer will be C, which is equal to 90 degree. And solved. So this exercise is also completed. Okay, now tell me, in this exercise, do you have any problem? In any questions from 1 to 17? No problem. Okay, so let's move to the next exercise. This is our optional question. Okay, so um, do you want to solve the optional question too? Otherwise, we'll move to a next chapter. And if you want to solve the optional question, then we can do it. Okay, you are telling the new chapter or optional question? New chapter. Okay, maximum students are saying to start a new chapter. Okay, so then we'll start the new chapter, circle. We'll start circle. I think Euclides sir is doing trigonometry, isn't it? Okay, so I am skipping that portion, trigonometry. Sir will solve trigonometry and its application. I'm just going to exercise number 10, and that is equal to circle. Okay, so circle, new chapter, circle. Now, I think all of you know what is circle, the definitions of circle. The definition of circle, Rajakul is, Rajakul, do you want to solve the optional question? Rajakul? Look, those who want to solve the optional question, will solve it. But let me complete the syllabus, and then when we revise the chapter, then we'll solve the miscellaneous problem also. Okay? So let's start circle. Now tell me, what is the circle? Definition of circle. Can anyone tell me the definition of circle? What is the circle? Anyone? I'm giving one minute to define circle. Quick, I'm waiting for your answer. What is a circle? Yeah, a round plane figure whose boundary consists of point equidistance from. Yes, very good. Circle is a collection of points in a plane which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. Very good, Dia. A closed figure with a collection of point. Actually, collection of point. Yes, I got. Sheikh Isanur Rahman. A closed figure with a collection of points is not a circle. We can consider like this. This is also closed figure with collection of points. So this is not a definition, but the definition you have given, this guy, Dia has given the fantastic definition. Circle is the collection of all points in a plane which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. Very good. Very perfect definition. So, what is circle? Circle is nothing but collection of points which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point. So, if I draw a circle, it is like that. Approximately, this is the circle. Okay. So let this is the fixed point. Let the fixed point is O. Okay, so collection of all points in a plane which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point is called a circle. This fixed point is called, do you know what is this point called? This fixed point? This fixed point is called center of the circle. This fixed point is called center of the circle. And collection of all points, this collection means this line, this curve is called, do you know what is the name of this curve? Means this total boundary, length of total boundary. The length of total boundary is called yes, that's called a circumference. Circumference of a circle. Okay. And the line joining to any point on a circle to the center, this line is called radius of the circle. Radius of the circle. Okay. And if we draw a line through the center which intersect the circumference of a circle at 2 points. Okay, so this line is called diameter of a circle. This line is called a diameter of the circle, and the diameter of the circle is denoted by a small d, or you can say capital D, and radius of a circle is denoted by small r. Okay, now if I consider the center as O, so the diameter which is d is AB. Now look, AB can be written as AO plus OB. AO plus OB. Now look, what is the length of AO? AO is called the radius, the line joining the center to a point on the circumference. So AO is the radius, and radius of the circle is R plus. What is OB? OB is also a radius. So this is also R. That means R plus R equal to 2R. So diameter D equal to twice of R. This is a formula. The diameter equal to twice of the radius. I think you know about this, but till I am telling once more. So diameter equal to twice the radius, or radius is equal to half of the diameter, D by 2. Half of the diameter. Okay. Now let's define few more terms related to circle. Okay, now look, if I draw any line which intersect the circle at 2 points, so this line is called what? Yes, this line is called a chord. This line is called a chord. Now look, when this chord passes through the center, means if I draw this with this is the center, so this diameter we can say this is also a chord, because this is the line which intersect the circle at 2 different points, let P, and suppose this point is Q. So we can consider the diameter PQ also a chord of the circle, and which is the greatest chord in the circle. So if there may be a question, what is the greatest chord of a circle? So the answer will be the greatest chord of a circle is a diameter. Okay, greatest chord of a circle is a diameter. So look, chord means a line which intersect the circle at 2 points. Okay. Now look, if I just sweep the line parallel to itself, if I sweep the line parallel to itself, So at one point you can find that this line will touch the circle at 2 points. Means when you shift the chord parallel to itself, so the length of the chord will be decreasing, decreasing, decreasing and decreasing, and finally it will just overlap at a point. Means where when the chord will touch the circle, then this line is called a, yes, a lot of student has given the right answer, then this line is called a tangent of a circle. This line is called a tangent of a circle. Okay, so tangent is done. Now we'll define, let this is a circle with this is the center O. Okay, if I take 2 points, one point is A, one point is B. Now look, these 2 points A and B actually divide the circle in two parts. One is this part, I have color chalk, I am coloring this portion. One is this portion, you can see the red portion, and one is this portion. Okay, so what is the part of the circumference? What is the part of the circumference called? Yes, this is called an arc. This is called an arc. Now from the diagram you can see length of one arc is smaller than the other arc. So the arc having the less measurement is called minor arc. Minor arc. Oh, sorry, ARC. And the part of the circle having the means the greatest measurement, longest measurement is called major arc. So this is the minor arc and this is the major arc. Clear? Now look, if I joined the end point of the arc to the center, if I joined the end point of the arc to the center, so do you know what does this angle called? This angle, this angle is not called sector. Sector is different thing. We are coming to yes, that is called the sectorial angle. That is called sectorial angle. Okay, theta is called sectorial angle, or you can say angle made by the sector at the center is called a sectorial angle. Okay, so this is the sectorial angle. Now tell me what is this part is called? Let me state it, this portion. One is this portion and one is the unshaded part here. One is this part. So if I join the center of the circle to the end of the arc, so the total circle, area of the circle is divided into two parts. One is this part and one is this part. So these two parts are called a sector. Out of this sector, area of one part is smaller than the other. So the part having a smaller area is called minor sector. This portion is called minor sector. Minor sector. And the part having the maximum area is called a major sector. Is called a major sector. Clear? A minor sector and major sector are now clear. Okay, and one more thing is here. Suppose let us draw a line. Okay, so what does this portion is called? This portion means the area of the circle bounded by any chord and corresponding circumference of the circle is called a segment. Yes, this called a segment of a circle. This called a segment of a circle. Now you can see there are two segments. One is I have shaded in blue chalk, and one part is the total part, not shaded by any color. So this is the minor segment because its area is smaller than the other, so it's a minor segment, and this is the major segment. This is the major segment. So minor segment and major segment. So I think all the definition, all the terminology related to circle is now discussed. Now in my next class we'll discuss a few theorem. The theorem is that if you draw a tangent and the radius through the tangent, the angle between them is 90 degree. Means the radius is always perpendicular to the tangent at the point of contact the circle. Okay, this theorem will discuss in my next class. Okay, so today up to this. If you have any problem, you can tell me. No problem. Okay, so see you in my next class. Bye.